Welcome to Luxuriously Poor, and guys, I hope you really do enjoy this recipe and it gives you an idea of something else that maybe you can store to help you and your family to get through some very hard times that are coming very soon. Let's take 2 cans of our sliced peaches that we have stored on a shelf and join me and let's make a dessert. Okay guys, I'm going to make a peach cobbler, and the recipe that I have is a little bit different than most cobblers. It's you'll see. But what I've got here is, it says a cup of self-rising flour that goes in here and a half cup of sugar. But I don't have self-rising flour. I never buy self-rising flour because I don't use it for very often, but I'm going to show you something. You can make your own self-rising flour by adding to 1 cup of flour, you put 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I never add salt to sweets. I know some people do and they swear by it makes them taste sweeter. They're sweet enough. So let's get this going here. I'm going to add a cup of milk to this, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, we're going to cook this or bake this in a cast iron skillet. I've got 1 stick of butter in here, fire hot. I want it fire hot in the skillet. I want it nice and hot. And remember over here, hold on, I'll take you over here. I got my peaches draining, 2 cans of them. I decided I'm going to make peach cobbler. I only had 1 can of apple pie filling. I'm not real crazy about apple pie filling. I'd rather use fresh apples. So I decided I'll use peach. My grandmother used to make peach cobblers all the time, but she didn't always do it like this. Okay, this I learned from a friend of mine, an elderly friend. At the time I was much younger, she was much older. Remember what I said. Here is a cup of flour, and we want self-rising. And I said, what was it, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Also, you add 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon to this, and then 1/2 cup of sugar. I've got my cup of milk in here. I'll throw it in here in a minute. I want to do my butter first. But once my butter is ready, I'll throw my milk in there. And then I'll mix it up and bring you back. Now here we go. We got this nice and hot here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the fire off now. And I'm going to pour this in here. Just like so. Yep. Well, causing my camera to wobble here. Oh, this buttery, delicious pastry here. Okay, then, okay, you see how that looks? Now I'm going to add the peaches to it. I'm just going to drop them down in there. Okay, like so. Oy. And then I'm going to add a sprinkle of sugar and cinnamon. I'll be right back. Let me get my sugar and cinnamon. Okay, I just sprinkled a couple of spoons of sugar over the top and a spoon of cinnamon. We're going to bake this in the oven at 450 until it's done, and then we'll come back. Okay, here it is. Look at that brown, nice crust on this. That cobbler. It's still super hot, guys. And there's the cinnamon. We're going to let it sit for about 15 minutes just to let it cool down to make it easier to cut and slice. Okay. But this is the easiest kind of cobbler I know to do, is where you just put it in your skillet, bake it in your oven. You know, just a cup of flour, 1/2 cup of sugar, some milk, maybe some of that high temperature cooked milk from Dollar Tree, you know, that you keep on a shelf. That would probably work. All right, we're come back after it's cut just to see. Okay, here it is. We've cut. And there it is. Oh, peach cobbler. Brings back memories. My grandmother used to make peach cobbler. My grandmother was really, this is my Nutter Butters. He's got to always have bigger and better. But my grandmother always went with cobblers with fruit. She felt it was the best thing. If you were going to eat a dessert, you should eat fruit. So she was really big on making homemade cobblers. Now, I am going to serve this with a scoop of ice cream. Okay, there it is with the scoop of ice cream. And I'm going to get my Nutter Butter to take a bite. And he's going to give us his opinion of what it tastes like, okay? So, give him a second here. Of course he scoops into that ice cream first. That's his favorite. You know, he likes peaches too. He loves peaches. He can eat peaches right out of a can. Mm-hmm. Good? Real good? Mm-hmm. There you have it. An easy peach cobbler.